मैम यूट्यूब पे जा सकते हो, यूट्यूब पे लाइव चैट में चालू।
अच्छा, अभी लाइव करते
मैम यूट्यूब पे भी चालू कर दिया, ठीक।
Good morning, participants. Actually, we are waiting for our guest. He hasn't come, so please wait for a few minutes. Keep patience.
मैम त्यागी सर कह रहे हैं आवाज नहीं आ रही, जरा कुछ बोलना या
Good morning. Good morning,
sir.
Good morning. Mr. Tyagi, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning, moderator, madam. Moderator, ma'am, good morning. HOD, ma'am, good morning. Dr. Nisha, Dr. Indu, Dr. Priyanka, Dr. Kavita.
Good morning, sir. Good
Nobody's
morning, Father, sir, and good morning, participant.
Yeah, good morning,
Nobody's
ma'am.
answering my
Please,
that.
please wait only 5 minutes.
Good morning, Poonam ma'am.
HOD, ma'am, good morning. Dr. Sir, good morning. Panda sir, good morning.
Good morning to all of you. I am today joining to listen.
Okay, only listen. You won't ask any question.
I'll just say last few words if you allow me last at the end.
Right, good.
Okay.
Please unmute your mic.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Dr.
everyone.
Nigda.
Good morning, sir. The guest has arrived. So, Dr. Poonam ma'am, please start the session. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all participants joining us this morning for third day of our faculty development program on future directions for education in the perspective of NAP 2020. I, Dr. Poonam Pandey, Assistant Professor from St. Thomas College of Education. Today's session is focused on a very important theme, that is vocational education and skill development. We are delighted to have with us our esteemed resource person, Dr. Biswajit Shah. Now, I request our HOD ma'am, Dr. Mugdha Anand, convener of this FDP, for the welcome addresses. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Poonam ma'am. Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. We are gathered here to participate in this important faculty development program, which is of 5 days, and today is third day. I would like to take this privilege to welcome our distinguished guest of the day and resource person, Dr. Biswajit Saha, sir, Honorable Management of St. Thomas College of Education, Vice Chairman and Chief Patron, Dr. S.C. Pandey, sir, Director and Patron, Dr. Anuradha Amos, ma'am, Dean, Dr. M.K. Tyagi, sir, also my esteemed faculties and organizing committee of the department, my dear students, and all valuable and respected participants present in today's FGP. Yes, we are very delighted to have with us today our esteemed distinguished guest of the day and resource person, Dr. Saha, sir. He is Director Trainings and Skill Education, CBSE. He has been a leader in his field of expertise. I would like to take this opportunity and feel privileged to welcome sir again. And of course, we are very grateful for everyone's presence and participation. Thank you all again for joining us today. And I hope that we'll have a wonderful session ahead. And I would like to encourage you all to actively participate, engage with the sessions, and keep connected throughout these sessions. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, once again.
Uh, some network issues in my side. Uh, Thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful addresses. Now, moving ahead towards the next segment with this. I would like to introduce our resource person for today. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Biswajit Shah, sir, who is a renowned academician and expert in the field of education and skill development. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Biswajit Saha, who is renowned academician and expert in the field of education and skill development. Dr. Biswajit Saha is Director, Training and Skill Education in CBSE, New Delhi. Manage the works of skill curriculum design, development of student resources, books, and training manual, and monitor the education various various teacher training programs. Dr. Saha handled education of various development projects of World Bank, AICT, UGC, MSD, and MITI. Dr. Saha is member of various national and international committees constituted by AICT, State Higher Education Council, TGT, NCT, MOE, MSD, etc. With this, I would like to invite Sir. Over to you, Sir. Welcome, Sir. Please come.
Good morning, everyone. It's a proud privilege for me to be here with you, all the senior dignitaries of St. Thomas College, all teachers, educators, researchers who have joined us virtually. It's a matter of fact that at this point of time, there are a lot of turbulence one way in the geopolitical global situations are alarming. At the same time, the government of India is also primarily pushing how new education policy can be implemented and across the education sector. Now, coming back to this situation where one way we are aiming to create a learner-centric environment, the teachers' roles or educators' roles becomes very crucial. Because in every spectrum, especially in the education spectrum, I always believe, and it is a common belief for all of us, that nation goes to the school. And if we look into the perspective of higher education, teachers' education, higher education, especially in the university level, the gross enrollment ratio is very much known to all of us. And to reach that highest level as NEP projected, at least 50% of the learner is reaching to the higher education level in terms of gross enrollment ratio, it's a distant dream. That means somewhere those who are taking the responsibility to become a teachers by choice, I think they need to play a vital role in the ecosystems. Now, coming back to the topic given to me, that is that skill development or vocationalizations of school education, and at the same time, what kind of role the teachers, educators also need to look into while they are pursuing their B.Ed course. I think we need to discuss or highlight some key points so that holistically we can absorb certain recommendation and also try to aim how categorically we can push this agenda so that whatever subjects we are going to deal in future does not mean that all the teachers, educators are supposed to look into this vocationalization, but maybe somebody is teaching physics or somebody might be teaching history. But what way this the skill development arena can be touched or imbibed in the classroom situations, and what kind of project activity one can script so that it becomes more interesting to teach even physics. So that kind of situations we need to face. So there are 2-3 points which I like to highlight. The first of all, recommendations of new education policy in light of vocationalization. So till date, whether it is B.Ed college or any specialized teachers educator course, we try to cover some level of activity, number one, and then based on the foundations level of the UG programs, what has been undertaken by the teachers educator, those subjects, whether it is honor subjects or some other subjects that they are choosing while pursuing the BEd, those subjects, teachings, pedagogy, and that curriculum interventions, and how meaningfully, how joyfully one can handle the classroom situations, assessment, all those area we try to cover. And in fact, this new curriculum, what NCT proposes, which already NCERT's that integrated approach is very much seen in multiple campuses of NCERT. But now, of course, university or standalone college also can aim to serve that purpose. Now, what way these recommendations of NEP, the Teachers Education College must look into? So first of all, let me touch upon the recommendation. So what government is emphasizing that how many of you, by the way, has looked into NCFSC and recommendations of NEP? How many of you? Maybe somebody can, Dr. Megha or Dr. Poonam can highlight on behalf of the participant. आप में से कितने लोग NCFSC का रिकमेंडेशन जो मिनिस्ट्री वेबसाइट्स में अवेलेबल है, NCERT वेबसाइट में अवेलेबल है, आप लोगों ने एटलीस्ट देखा है एक बार? Okay, Dr. Deepa, yeah.
So we haven't seen.
Okay, seen. Now, taking some point from there, वहाँ पे categorically it was mentioned certain recommendation in terms of some kind of prescription or suggestive courses students are supposed to undertake while they are at class 6. So 6 to 8 one pattern, 9, 10 one pattern, 11, 12 another pattern, and before 6 also we have a foundations Balbatika and elementary level. Okay. So there, if we categorically discuss on grade 6 onwards, there are certain subjects are being mentioned. And what are those subjects? Of course, there are languages. 3 languages are there, followed by social science, science, math. That makes total 6. At 7th position, we have vocational education, art education. So that kind of structure you might have seen. But before these NEP or NCFSC, this kind of recommendation was not there. That means from grade 6 onwards, a child in each and every school, whether it is run by state or privately managed, are supposed to offer a compulsory vocational subjects. So we have a compulsory vocational subjects, we have a compulsory physical education, we have a compulsory art education. So these 3 components are compulsory component of future schooling, or even you can think of some of the schools might have started from this session itself. And CBSE has categorically circulated this mandatory provision schools are supposed to undertake. So this becomes the first point where the future teacher, both pre-service and in-service teachers, must undertake. As on date, we conceive the vocational education different time in different forms, sometimes SOPW, sometimes pre-vocational activity-based learning, and physical education, where physical education teachers are available, certain activities are happening art education, wherever art teachers are there, art activities are happening, but it was not a compulsory provision. Means a principal of the school or the coordinator जो टाइम टेबल बनाते हैं, academic coordinator, उनका ऊपर एक काइंड ऑफ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एंड रिसोर्स अवेलेबिलिटी का हिसाब से टाइम टेबल बनाने का फ्रीडम था. बट टुडे दैट फ्रीडम्स वुड cease to exist. Means compulsorily every schools are supposed to offer these compulsory recommendations of NEP followed by NCFC. Now, for the in-service teacher, they need to categorically look into what way they can correlate with certain vocational provision, which they can offer easily without inviting a additional teacher. Or government can think, or state-run schools, state can think that, okay, state has a requirement, state can aim that हम लोगों को अगले 5 सालों में ये ट्रेड लेना है, और उस स्टेट का हिसाब से लोकल रिसोर्स अवेलेबल क्या है या आउटसाइड स्टेट से भी अगर कुछ लाना है क्या करना पड़ेगा, और नेबरहुड हायर एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट से हम किस तरह से टच बेस बना सकता है. सो दैट मीन्स some way teachers, that is pre-service teachers के लिए it is a matter of capability enhancement, so that once they finish their B.Ed course and join in a school and teaching in the elementary level, they must have a courage and also must have a skill to cover the minimum syllabus recommended by NCERT, and we call it कौशल बोर्ड. तो आप लोगों को एटलीस्ट प्री सर्विस टीचर एंड इन सर्विस टीचर्स दोनों के लिए, इवन फॉर द टीचर्स एजुकेटर जो बीएड कॉलेज एंड टीचर्स एजुकेशन यूनिवर्सिटी को मैनेज कर रहे हैं, उनको भी वो सिलेबस को देखना पड़ेगा एंड करिकुलम कंटेंट को भी देखना पड़ेगा, सो दैट in the process of training, the curriculum coverage, this कौशल बोध component, which has 3 separate books, are available in the NCERT website. 6, 7, 8 3 कौशल बोध का किताब है, उनको आप लोगों को क्लासरूम डिस्कशंस में लाना पड़ेगा. एंड प्राइमरीली उसका कवरेज कैसे होगा, here some theory are available, how one can work with hand or machine, how one can service oriented human development index में how one can what kind of skilling is appropriate. Then the third dimension is how we can involve technology. And if you look into the curricula, primary focus on the resource available in the neighborhood. So agriculture, some technology component, and some service, human service component. So very simplified curricula, so that additional resource हमको लाने का आवश्यकता नहीं. So this point is related to 6, 7, 8. Now what about grade 9 and 10? 9 and 10 में maybe the approach would be same, that 3 kind of skilling would be there, and future schooling में there is a requirement of composite skill lab. CBSE recommended for a school that every school must have a composite skill lab. Unlike composite science lab, where physics, chemistry, biology, life science related activities can be discussed, जो science background से है, उनके लिए उस type का lab है. Composite science lab है. And composite science lab handling का training आपका pre-service training में included है. Similarly, composite skill lab के लिए भी आपका pre-service training में एक component need to be added, so that our future teachers of any background, irrespective of science, humanities, or maths backgrounds, they must capable to handle such kind of scenario. So this is my second point. Now, at grade 9 and 10, the same composite lab can be utilized. And the structure of composite lab would be such that it must cater the requirement of 2 to 3 sub areas. किसी एक सिर्फ आईटी लैब में कंप्यूटर होगा? नो, आईटी लैब में कंप्यूटर भी होगा, फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट का ऊपर भी पढ़ाया जा सकता है, और रिटेल का बिलिंग कैसे होगा, दैट कैन आल्सो बी पॉसिबल. सिमिलरली कंपोजिट लैब में एक तरफ से आईटी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी हो सकता है, दूसरे तरफ में सपोज देयर आर something related to food production. So recipe of different kind of food and also some minimum infrastructure जहाँ पे खाना बना जा सकता है. This is simple recommendation. If जिस स्कूल में अच्छा खासा लैंड है, वहाँ पे गार्डनिंग, हॉर्टिकल्चर, एग्रीकल्चर is also highly possible. And similarly, one can think of having something related to stitching, fashion design, beauty and wellness, minimum component, so that एक boys और girls को ecosystems में professional life skills, individuals के लिए also these skills are required, so they can manage their own life skills in the composite skill lab. And also correlate, because जहाँ पे sport looking into the, because sports does not means only to become a good sports personality. No, there are related allied services associated with the sports and games. So one can even aim to become a coach. One can even wants to become a gym trainer. It depends on the aspirations, वो block mindset का whatever it is there, that उसको career and future career का ऊपर किस तरह से आप उनको प्रभावित करेंगे, उसका lesson आपको college से लेना पड़ेगा. And how you can correlate the reality and the future of work, because as I have initially mentioned, there are a lot of turbulence, crisis, and because of the AI intervention, even the teacher's role are also need to be modified, because you have to have the capability to use ChatGPT, OpenAI, and whatever different kind of language models are available. उसको आपको भी सीख लेना है, and how you can utilize for better research, for better this classroom lesson planning, and what kind of additional reading materials you want to give to your students before attending the class, and interesting video lessons you want to give, interesting video message or audio podcast you want to do. So that means each and every teacher and teachers educator must have the digital literacy or tech literacy to handle the future classroom, both for the school education and higher education, and well informed. Otherwise, that the zeal of competitions and kind of techno literacy, if it can make us ill-fit differently. So you have to have that literacy in hand, and you must be welcoming this kind of things in the future classroom, both in college and university. Number 3, any confusions till now? Shall I pause for a moment and take 1 or 2 questions, and then because I have to leave by another 15-20 minutes max, I'll take some questions. So you can jot down, and maybe after 5-6 minutes we can discuss on question. Otherwise, the monologue, audio, video is always boring, and that too also in the online environment, it would be more boring experience. So I don't want to bore you more. Maybe the last point which I would like to highlight, it is related to assessment. So one is assessment And the second is curriculum design and these practical activities. Some part I have mentioned. Let me mention the other part of the practical activities. Now, what way, if you are a teacher, future teachers in school, or even in the B.Ed college, what way you are planning to imbibe all these practical activity? Because if it is privately managed college, many a time management may not agree to create a lot of infrastructure in the campus. So, as St. Thomas College or any other colleges or university, जहाँ पे भी infra available है, neighborhood 5 to 10 kilometers में, I think there would be some other educational institutes, some professional college, professional universities are available. How those infrastructure can be utilized by your institute student? उसके लिए you need to have a proper planning and a kind of cohesive environment you can create in the ecosystems by means of collaboration. And many universities these days are happy to invite you, first of all, create exposure visits of your B.Ed students to neighborhood university, where the better professional infra are available related to vocationalization. I want to mean, first of all, it could be available in an engineering college. It could be available in the hotel management institutes. It could be available in a law college. Name it any. So in the neighborhood, within the radius of 5 kilometers, what are kind of educational infrastructures are available which you can collaborate and take effective services from them? Second collaboration point, maybe you have a different kind of structure, but those colleges are managed differently. So their faculty also you can invite to give a guest lecture to your student. So that, because in the Noida area, there is another regulator called National Council for Hotel Management and Catering Technology. They manage all institute of hotel management in the country. You have FDDI. You have a good number of professional private university, government institutes managing healthcare and other areas. So our future teachers educator must be exposed to different kind of life skill, which may not be available in your campus, but you can manage to offer exposure to them. You can plan visit to a hospital, visit to some industry of managing the software development or design. ACL Tech is very much in the vicinity. So that kind of planning will help you to more exposure towards practical wisdom, which they can plan in future while they would be serving in the school, college, or university. No matters. So that is the component of practical activity. Second component with respect to curricular design, because being a teacher's educator, you have to have a capability of pedagogical planning. So that practical wisdoms one can have while they are observing the effective classroom teachings happens in any school, college, or university. They should observe. As a teaching assistant, they must observe at least for a week, and then they plan, and that too also different kind of classroom. It not only the subjects they are going to handle. Science teacher can also observe the pattern of teaching of language. Linguist teachers can also look into the pattern of mathematical teaching. So that kind of practical activity, first of all, observation skill and listening skills must be there. Then you can correlate with the practical project-based learning. Third component with respect to curricular planning means that for curricular planning, once a teacher's educator or any student or researcher are handling a subject, through the observation, they are going to learn which portions of the curricula is actually difficult to handle in the classroom situation. And even if you are using different kind of tools for teaching, how actually students are absorbing that. Because many a times, although it is very much there in the curriculum, in the pedagogical planning, but many a times a common mistake we do, that is, we are actually trying to cater a classroom of 60 or 40 by means of handling effective 4 to 10 students. So in a classroom situation for 40 students, always 30 students are under cloud. Only 4 to 10 students are under sun. That is the under teacher. So that learning environments ecosystems here you have to aim for, and especially for practical based activity like handling the vocational subjects, one has to look this perspective. My last component with respect to assessment, primarily our assessment pattern is always driven by university and terms assessment. That is, I'm not talking about the formative, I am talking about the summative assessment. And summative assessment, the end terms, semester end, that questions pattern is actually dictate what way you are going to prepare. Similarly, whatever CBSE question paper for grade 10th and grade 12, that dictates the pattern of classroom teaching of grade 9, 10, or even 6, 7, 8. So primarily, the pattern is, one is syllabus curricula centric, that I have to finish the syllabus. And if I finish the syllabus, my intent to cover the syllabus with respect to how fruitfully my students are able to answer the pattern fixed by the school board or university. That's the basic philosophy of teaching in India. Very few university, and that philosophy is actually killing the creativity of the students, no matter where they lies, in school, college, or university. Second point, which may be controversial, don't record, that is, our higher educational system has a pattern of entrance examination. So all premier university and institutes who are admitting students, they have a difficult entrance assessment. So to crack the entrance, one has to devote more time on preparation. But once they enrolled in any higher educational institutes, be it the premier #1 NAAC A++, or for that matter, many universities are not yet even now also not thinking for NAAC accreditations or any other accreditations for that matter. So their level and actually their basic understanding of teaching philosophy is that how frequently we can push the student who have entered to our systems within 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, whatever may be the course duration. That means the success rate or pass rate of the higher education institute is much beyond the actual success in terms of coverage, in terms of completion. So in reality, if through assessment, that means if we aim for a positive formative assessment with a liberty, I think the level of learning would be more. The second component on that assessment, for any practical subjects assessment, the quality of item. So here is a task given to you all, that especially the student who are pursuing the B.Ed courses, you need to look that even CBSE or any school board, whatever question paper they are setting, उस क्वेश्चन में इम्पैक्ट क्या है, उस क्वेश्चन का सोशल इम्पैक्ट क्या है, and how many students, or even school-based assessment, because I did once survey by some organization for elementary level assessment. The question paper set by the school vis-a-vis answered by the student of the same school, इतने क्वेश्चन जो सेट किया है किसी स्टूडेंट ने उसको ऑप्ट नहीं किया आंसर करने के लिए, और जिन्होंने आंसर किया है उसका सही अंडरस्टैंडिंग का साथ आंसर कितने लोगों ने किया है। असेसमेंट में वो जानना बहुत जरूरी है। एंड असेसमेंट में, ईयर एंड असेसमेंट में, you cannot cover the entire syllabus. That means you have to have a mechanisms of project-based approach so that learners are more engaged on the subject. Last week मेरे को एक पत्रकार, एक अच्छा डेलीज का पत्रकार मेरे को सवाल किया है, बोला the students these days are using all OpenAI tools of different organizations, ChatGPT like tools as an answering machine. What is your comment on that? That means it need to be discouraged or encouraged, or what way? I want to introspect these things. For researcher, for teachers, educator, definitely it can be a tool of transformation. You may have a different source जो आपको देखने के लिए कम से कम आधा घंटा गूगल सर्च और अदर वेब ब्राउजर को यूज करना पड़ता था. Now you can use it within आपका प्रॉम्प्ट इतने अच्छे से आप दे पाएंगे, उसका आधार पे आपका रिसोर्स would be available at your fingertip. Now question is, स्टूडेंट को अगर उसका हम एक्सेस देंगे, उसको पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव एंड कंट्रोल बटन हम किस तरह से दबाएंगे, उसके लिए सारे फ्यूचर टीचर्स को स्ट्रेटेजी बनाना होगा. Because there are some positive impact, some negative impact. How we can highlight the positive? Because if हम denial of services sometimes, again वो भी एक क्रिएटिविटी को पंचर करने का बहुत अच्छा तरीका हो सकता है, but we don't want to. So that means some way we have to have the strategy to encourage, but how controlled way, so that the uska flow is go towards a positive direction. So that is essential. So assessment ke liye, I think even we are thinking of open book assessment. Open book assessment is also another strategy where children's thinking ability, how we can enhance, and skill और project based learning में ये बहुत जरूरी है. और assessment में आपको स्पेशली फॉर द वोकेशनल सब्जेक्ट्स का असेसमेंट वो डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन से नहीं होगा. यू हैव टू गिव 3 घंटा का असेसमेंट का जगह पे आप 5 घंटा बिठा के रखो, नो पॉइंट. 5 घंटा में उनको ऐसा असाइनमेंट दो, सो एक्टिविटी वो खुद करे, एंड देन ईयर एंड पूरा ईयर लॉन्ग, सेमेस्टर लॉन्ग आप जो भी एक्टिविटीज आप दे रहे हो उसका फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट करिए, और फाइनल असेसमेंट में 3 घंटा कुछ, चाहे सपोज फूड प्रोडक्शन के लिए यू टेल देम अ रेसिपी एंड कुक, आप खाना टेस्ट करो, दैट इटसेल्फ विल गिव. अदरवाइज यूट्यूब का वो देख के सीख लिया, हमको आता है केक बनाना बट केक खाने लायक नहीं है, तो टीचर्स अगर उसको टेस्ट करके खाने लायक है और टेस्टी है, दैट मीन्स उसका स्किल आ गया है. So that kind of strategy you need to look into. And with this, let me stop here for 2 minutes. You think and raise 3-4 questions. I am ready to answer in 5 minutes. So it's a pause for 2 minutes.
Dear participants, you may ask your questions.
I want to ask question.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, sir, please.
My question is to our honorable speaker. Can you develop like what is very popularly called in higher education? That is called the for entrepreneurial growth. We establish incubators.
Yes.
Can at the very early age, what you have already referred to, hands-on training and outcome-based assessment. Can we teach students and the teacher educator also to groom their children through this kind of incubator?
Why not?
What you have said rightly as a composite lab type of thing. So can it be coined with incubation center or something like that? That will be very good.
I got your point because
Yeah.
I have to leave. I am just quickly just adding some point. So we have a school innovation and entrepreneurship council. We came up with school innovation and entrepreneurship policy. वो CBSE site and Ministry of Education site में आप लोग देख लीजिएगा. उसका बेसिक इथोस है एवरी स्कूल में एक स्कूल इनोवेशन काउंसिल होगा एंड उस काउंसिल का पर्पस है लोकल आर्टिशियन कोई बिजनेसमैन एंड सम इंडस्ट्री रिप्रेजेंटेटिव को उस काउंसिल में रहेगा इन एडिशन टू द टीचर्स एंड स्टूडेंट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एंड उसका मंथली फोर्टनाइटली एक्टिविटीज होगा जहाँ पे ऑल सच काइंड ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशियल एक्टिविटी एंड लोकल बिजनेस नीड्स और प्रॉब्लम रियल प्रॉब्लम क्या है अभी जैसे wherever we are staying in the local vicinity में recent flood में आपने देखा है किस तरह से we faced turbulence. This kind of real problem का solution let our children discuss. A teacher led this discussion. बॉम्बे में आज का पेपर में है 409 मिलीमीटर डेढ़ दिन में बारिश हुआ है और पिछले 4-5 रोज पहले हमारा यहाँ पे ओनली 10-10 मिलीमीटर बारिश होने के बाद ही दिल्ली का हालत क्या हो गया. So we need to let the children come up with the real problem.
Integrating academic
related to clean energy. It could be related to sustainability. It could be related to poverty, healthcare, anything. वो मौका दीजिए. सिलेबस कवरेज का जो एक स्ट्रेटेजी है ना स्पून फूडिंग का, एजुकेशनल प्री सर्विस ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट मस्ट फोकस ऑन दैट. और आप लोग भी बिकॉज ऑलवेज टीचर्स एजुकेटर फॉलो करते हैं उनका प्रीडिसेसर उनको यूनिवर्सिटी में किस तरह से पढ़ाया है और ये परंपरा चल रहा है एक स्पून फीडिंग. उसको आप माने somewhere some positive intervention is required and I completely agree. This kind of interventions of incubations and other exposure is highly essential. और CBSE we have issued a circular. देश में जितना भी incubation center है led by AICT and Atal Innovation Mission, हर जगह पे हर सबका लिस्ट एंड कोऑर्डिनेटर का नाम का साथ हमने CBSE सर्कुलर निकाला है so that our school leader can encourage the teachers to visit this center along with the student. Similarly आपका टीचर्स जो बीएड स्टूडेंट है जो मैंने प्रैक्टिकल विजडम के बात किया है उसमें ये चीज अलबत्त आस्क कर सकते हैं.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
In a minute or two. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Any other question? You can
Sir, I can ask any question in a very short form.
Yes.
This is Dr. Tyagi.
Yeah. Dr. Tyagi, बताइए please.
Sir, my very simple question based on the research that senior secondary higher education level, we have the tools or the test just to justify their competence and achievement. And at higher level, this is the attitude test. So many tools and tests are there. You are well familiar about it.
Yes.
At the lower level of the classes or the schools, what can be the successful method to get these skills developed among the students at lower level?
In lower level, liberty and freedom of thinking in the classroom. ये जो हम
Productive thinking.
कोट अनकोट बहुत सारे चीज इसने ये चीज बोला है उसने बच्चों को अपना सोच का हिसाब से सब्जेक्ट चुनने के लिए देना पड़ेगा. वॉट एवर सब्जेक्ट्स वी आर रिकमेंडिंग, यहाँ पे भी एलिमेंट्री लेवल पे व्हाट वी कैन डू, वी कैन गिव देम एनफ फ्रीडम फॉर 3 months. आपको ये सब्जेक्ट अच्छा लग रहा है, स्पोर्ट्स अच्छा लग रहा है, बाकी सब्जेक्ट को कुछ दिनों के लिए आप लिबर्टी दे दो. 3 महीना के लिए उस सब्जेक्ट में फोकस लाने दीजिए बच्चे को. अगर उस सब्जेक्ट में फोकस आ गया है, जो उसको अगर म्यूजिक गिटार बजाना अच्छा लगता है, उसको अगर फुटबॉल खेलना अच्छा लगता है, यू अलाउ द चाइल्ड फॉर एटलीस्ट फॉर 3 months कीपिंग असाइड द अदर एक्टिविटी एट लो. उसके लिए थोड़ा रिस्क लेना पड़ेगा. एंड देन वो चाइल्ड सोचेगा अच्छा एक कैपेबिलिटी तो मुझ में है, जो टीचर बोल रहे हैं उसको मैथ्स आता नहीं है, उसको आप म्यूजिक में पहले तालीम दीजिए. That too also only for a month, so that बच्चा फोकस हो जाए. एलिमेंटरी लेवल पे फोकस इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. द सेकंड पॉइंट एलिमेंटरी लेवल पे द रीडिंग एबिलिटी.
Sir, you mean to say, sorry to interrupt, you mean to say,
not the writing and assessment
Yeah,
जो हम कर रहे हैं.
we
Formative
have to
assessment must be strengthened.
sir, we have to emphasize 4 fundamental skills: reading, writing, speaking, and understanding.
Yes,
You mean to say at elementary level.
yes,
That's why you are going on that.
yes.
Right, sir. Thank you.
That is primarily required, which can empower the child to think, understand. Because forget about English medium education.
Definitely.
मदर टंग लेड एजुकेशन में आपको बच्चे को हिंदी में पढ़ाया जा रहा है, वो हिंदी उसको समझ, हिंदी रीडिंग और समझ जो पढ़ रहा है उसका रीडिंग
Dear
स्पीड.
participant,
इवन यू
Maybe,
check with the GATE स्टूडेंट, उसका रीडिंग एबिलिटी देख लीजिए. वो जो उसका मदर टंग है, फॉरगेट अबाउट इंग्लिश, हिंदी, और अगर तमिल मीडियम है तो तमिल का उसका कैपेबिलिटी देख लीजिए.
Right, sir. Right.
That is essential. आई एम सॉरी, विल डिस्कस. कोई भी क्वेश्चन होगा तो पूनम जी मेरे को व्हाट्सएप में भेज दीजिएगा. आई विल आंसर ऑल द क्वेश्चंस इन लेजर टाइम.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू.
Sir, waiting for Harshita. Harshita, dear Harshita,
I have to leave.
kindly
I have
ask
to
a
leave right
question
now.
and solve your query.
I have to leave right now.
Harshita,
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, fine, sir.
Harshita, ask your questions.
Dr. Poonam, Dr. Sir has to leave right now. उन्हें जाना है अब.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Ma'am, Dr. Biswajit has already left, I believe. He had to go.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Last question.
Yes, sir. I think sir is connected, no?
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Very quickly, in 10 seconds.
So my
Harshita,
question
please
is,
ask your question, sir.
so my question is regarding educational technology and teaching it at an early stage. Because even in today's day and age, when we are talking about chat GPT and every other tool that students are using, but we are not teaching them. We are
Yes.
supposed to teach them at an early stage what is right and what is not right, what is the ethical way of using these technical tools. So technology is still kept as an optional subject at school level in the junior class.
I got your point. So you see, in the teachers educator programs, EdTech must be covered. And while handling the early childhood or the primary and elementary level, they are now so digital literacy is must, and even now what people are talking about basic literacy on AI also must be. Earlier we maybe post.com problem, that 2000 problem, we thought of IT revolutions and IT basic elementary IT fundamentals and all programming and all we used to teach. So now, besides your technology orientation is must. Post-COVID, the technology orientation is must. And the second is the different technology tools available. It is internally all the teachers of any department a common room mein wo discussion hai, and classroom specific certain literacy is required. So that student effectively, because a learning environment not only in the school 8 hours or 6 hours, learning environments are also there at home. So effective screen timing management and what kind of technology tools use ho sakta hai, all literacy is must. The second point for the teachers, especially when you are handling the early childhood and primary level, what kind of animation, cartoon, and what kind of soothing sound which will make them unka wo hormone level and other issues ko balance kar sakta hai. Uske liye I think those who are in the research area, they must look into primarily which type ka, and third component is what kind of environment in the classrooms you are giving. So that flexibility of learning from early childhood balbatika to at least grade 3, वो एनवायरनमेंट का हिसाब से, और टीचर्स नो मैटर किसी जगह पे देखिए पूरा भारत देश का सिचुएशन मेट्रो का एक एलिट स्कूल की तरह नहीं, वी नो द सिचुएशन, और उस रियलिटी को हम ओवरनाइट चेंज भी नहीं कर सकते. बट जो चीज मेरा पास नहीं है एज ए टीचर्स, नेबरहुड से हम उसका जुगाड़ कर सकते हैं क्या, उसके लिए दैट रिस्क एंड कैपेबिलिटी मैट्रिक्स में आपको लाना है. टीचर्स एजुकेटर का काम है उस लेवल में, जो भी टीचिंग प्रोफेशन में जाएगा उस लेवल तक जाने के लिए तैयार है. बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी रूरल एग्जांपल. लास्ट ईयर का नेशनल अवार्डी आई थिंक यूपी का बहुत ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में, सिंगल टीचर स्कूल, but she used to teach through screen and otherwise lot of activities उन्होंने किया है. तो ऐसा टीचर भी है, और ऐसा टीचर भी है जो जिसका पास सारे साधन है, फिर भी वो जो एक दिल से मतलब स्टूडेंट का प्रॉब्लम सुनना, उनका काम है सिलेबस कवर करना, मैंने कर दिया, मेरा ड्यूटी इज ओवर, टाइम पे स्कूल आ रहा है, सिलेबस कवर कर रहे, टाइम पे जा रहे हैं. ऐसा टीचर भी है. और बच्चों का प्रॉब्लम सुन के उनको समझा के उनको कैपेबल बनाना है. तो माय लास्ट रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू, सेवा भाव दिल से लाना है. अगर टीचर टीचिंग प्रोफेशन में रहना है और किसी भी प्रोफेशन में आप जाइए, सेवा भाव का साथ अगर आप उस कार्य को करेंगे, आई थिंक वी कैन ऑल विन एज ए नेशन. Thank you very much. I'm just exiting, and thank you all the dignitaries for giving me opportunity to discuss with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Madam has expressed regret by not joining because of the preoccupation, Dr. Saha. Madam Amos has communicated that I should express apology on her behalf.
Thank you, sir. Today we have with us our chief patron, Dr. S.C. Panda, sir. With great respect, I would like to invite sir for concluding remarks. Sir, please welcome.
Thank you. I have already joined, and I have joined as a participant also. And I put some questions that interest me. Thank you for today, as it was rightly described by our eminent speaker on vocational component of the subject, or vocationalization in education field, which is one of the pillar of the NAAC 2020. What he represented through his presentation is something like composite labs, innovation, pre-service engagement and in-service engagement for academic educators. The best part he described as the use of neighborhood resources, both infra and technical resources, intellectual resources, like interfaculty faculty exchange program between institutions. And he has also put a thrust on the assessment method. And he has opened up new dimension to assessment. And almost he has spoken not welcome the summative method, which is practiced in the higher education as well as in the medium education sector, middle education sector. So the basic focus of his presentation was on teachers' observation skill. When you are promoting vocationalization, the teachers should learn to present the things to convert the teaching method into vocational component. Now, teachers' interest in learning the tools and techniques of classroom presentation. Teachers should borrow it from the peer, from his own peer faculty member. For example, if you are a teacher of mathematics, you should learn how the accountancy is taught. If you are a teacher of biology, you should learn how economics is taught. So this kind of teaching observation skills will also help in making the theoretical component into practical, which will have a tendency towards vocationalization. Then the very good information he shared about the school promoting innovation and entrepreneurship through hotel lab and other mode of support system. Involvement of not only neighborhood participation, involvement of experts, vocational skill present in nearby areas should be invited to give lecture and participate in the lab to inculcate the spirit of vocationalization among the children. There is also another way of liberalizing what you call the classical method of teaching, what we have been practicing so far. Now, the interesting part he has mentioned, where we have to do research and more understanding, is the liberty and freedom of thinking of the lower level children inside the classroom. Now, if you are handling 6, 7 class and you give the liberty to children, then how the classroom will be made more interesting by listening to individual students rather than presenting the teachers more what you call the traditional syllabus-based presentation. It means the student-based teaching method, not the teachers-based teaching method. So these are very thought-provoking area which he has dwelled upon. And you being the teacher educator, whether you are in the learner stage or you are in the teaching stage, there is a lot of responsibility lies with the teachers in converting the classical mode of teaching into vocational mode. Because it is very easy to describe vocationalization or bringing a syllabus on vocationalization, but vocationalization means pure practice. So it is a totally what you call the turnaround strategy. The traditional school understanding the pattern of classroom, desks, teachers coming at a time, finishing the syllabus, going out, giving assessment, then annual assessment or term assessment, these kind of things, the routine or rototype, monotonous type things, they are trying to change into a new dynamic system. And in a dynamic system, the basic challenges before us is the kind of teacher educator we are going to recruit, we are going to train to acclimatize the whole environment of the changing ecosystem in education sector. So I think the participants, they are enlightened with the input they have received from our eminent speaker. Equally, I am also overwhelmed in listening his area of presentation, a new opening of new dimensions of thinking. So I again apologize on behalf of our director, Madam May Moss, as she is not able to meet to it because of her prior engagement in the school or in the board. So I'm thankful to all the faculty member, organizer, Dr. Tyagi, Mudha ma'am, Kavita ma'am, Poonam ma'am, and all of you, our all faculty members of the college and those who have participated from different university and colleges. I extend my sincere thanks for the time they have spent in making this FDP a great success for today's presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of St. Thomas College of Education, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our eminent resource person, Dr. Biswajit Saha sir, for delivering such an enlightening and thought-provoking session. I also thank you, Chief Patron, Dr. S.C. Panda sir, Dean sir, Dr. M.K. Tyagi, and IQAC coordinator, Dr. Mugdha Anand, the entire organizing committee for their guidance and support, as well as to all participants for making this day meaningful through your active engagement. Special thanks to our faculty members and our technical head engagement. Special thanks to our faculty members and our technical head that made this event possible and ensure the smooth conduction of today's session. Once again, I heartfelt thanks to everyone. I request everyone to please turn to photograph to capture this wonderful learning moment. A gentle reminder to kindly fill the feedback form which will be shared.
Thank you.
Please open the camera for a group photograph.
Somebody has opened the mic.
हेलो हेलो
यागी सर आपका माइक ऑन है, प्लीज बंद कर लीजिए।
कितना मिनट
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू सर, सभी को, सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को थैंक यू।
Thanks you all, sir. Ma'am.
Now you all may leave and come again tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Participants, you may leave now. See you tomorrow.